Let's go over a few basic things you should check before you connect the hose. First, make sure you have adequate water pressure. If your water pressure is too high, you will need to install a decompression device. Next, check how many water inlets you have. Most models only have one cold water inlet. So make sure you connect the washing machine to the cold water tap. However, if you have two inlets, you will need an additional hose for the hot water supply. Also, make sure you connect the flat end to the water tap and the curved end to the washing machine inlet. It is a good idea to always use a new water supply hose. Additionally, check if both sides of the hose have a rubber seal in place to prevent water leaks. Using a hose without a rubber seal, or an old hose, may lead to water leaks. Now that we have covered the basics, let's move on to connecting the water supply hose. You should connect the water supply tap side first. Check if the water hose that came with your LG washing machine matches your water tap type. We will cover all of them in this video. Let's start with the threaded tap types. If you have a non-threaded tap type hose, skip to the non-threaded tap type hoses part of this video. There are two types of connectors for a threaded tap. Let's go over the screw type connector first. Screw the connector onto the water supply tap. Tighten the connector only by hand, until it feels secure. Do not over-tighten the hose or use a hardware tool. Your hose may have an aqua valve built in to prevent water backflow. In this case, make sure the aqua valve side is connected to the water tap. If you have a one-touch type connector, you will need to connect the adapter first. Simply screw the adapter onto the water supply tap. Tighten the adapter only by hand, until it feels secure. Do not over-tighten the hose or use a hardware tool. Pull the one-touch latch plate down, and push the connector onto the adapter. Release the connector, and make sure the adapter locks into place, and you are done. Let's move on to the non-threaded water tap. There are two types of adapters, the screw type, and the one-touch type. They both use the same connector type to attach to the water tap. So let's cover connecting the connector to the water tap first. Loosen the 4 fixing screws. Remove the guide plate if the tap is too large to fit the adapter. Push the adapter onto the end of the tap. Make sure the rubber seal is pushed against the tap and watertight. Tighten all 4 fixing screws. Now that the adapter is in place, let's attach the hose. Let's cover the screw adapter first. Screw the connector onto the adapter, only by hand. Make sure you tighten the connector until the rubber seal is watertight. Do not over-tighten the hose or use a hardware tool. If you have a one-touch hose, pull the connector latch plate down. Push the connector onto the adapter. Then release the connector, and make sure the adapter locks into place, and you are done. After the hose is connected, drain the hose into a bucket. Turn the water supply on, and flush out any foreign substances, such as dirt, sand, or sawdust. After you flush out the hose, screw in the curved end of the water hose to the water inlet. Tighten the connector only by hand, until it feels secure. Do not over-tighten the hose or use a hardware tool. Next, check if the hose is kinked. Then turn the water supply on, to make sure there are no leaks on both ends of the hose. And that is how to connect the water supply hose. Thank you for using LG washing machines.